What's up, everybody? It's your boy Spank Dog, aka Puffinstein. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Click the notification so you know when I go live or when I post videos. If you're at Twitch, it's Puffinstein514, and if you're at Facebook, it's Robert Lopez. The only reason I mention that is because we're try streaming, which means it's three platforms we're streaming to at the moment. So now let's get into it. I'm gonna dive right into it. Look at my eye. It's crazy, right? I told you guys. And remember when I told you guys that I get rosacea? You see, eczema mostly affects the body. I've rarely had eczema breakouts on my face, but they do happen. This is real quick before we get into it. I'm just trying to show y'all that, you know, I could have a dot on my nose and it looks like I got punched in the eye. This is some stuff that it's and I lived with it for a long time and I didn't know what it was, and you suffer too because, imagine if the skin on your face turns red to the point like you know how the your foot on the back of your sneaker, how your heel rubs on the back to the point of a blister. Well, it feels like that process started on this side of my face, and it just never got to the point where it turned into a blister because it had gotten rubbed, the friction, that many times. This is probably like if you took off your sneaker and you caught it and said, "Oh, I gotta chill out, or I'm gonna get a bubble." Well, my face feels like if it's like almost like a slight burn. That's another way to compare it. Like if you got hot water thrown right here, but it wasn't enough to burn you. You know what I'm saying? It's enough to make it where you're gonna have irritation for a second. Well, this is what I go through with rosacea, and it's crazy. It really, it's really it could be debilitating. It could make it where this is if it has to do with what you eat. It has to do with being in the sun, encountering wind. It has to do with spices, red sauce. It's like the gout, but a skin version, right? This all started when I made the mistake of saying, I said, you know what? I don't even know what causes it. And I had some taquitos and they're spicy, like they're pretty spicy. So I said, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat them. I said, first of all, that's the type of stuff I want to take out of my diet anyway. I said, so not only will it give me a reason to take it out of my diet, I'll find out if the spices truly set me on fire. I ate like six instead of three on purpose. And then also the next day I had chicken parmesan and they put tons of red marinara sauce on it. I haven't been able to recuperate for almost a month. I learned my lesson. Testing by by indulging isn't the best way to check to see if the actual things that you think are causing the problem. You go ahead and check by utilizing them or whatever, or indulging in them. That's a bad way. I learned the hard way. Never again. I think I'm coming out the woods finally because I had worse. I had something worse than this one, and it went away. So I think my face is finally going back to normal. I figured I'd start it off with something personal because the stuff that we about to look at is bizarre. The bed style stuff, it only goes but so far. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about my love for Bedford Stuyvesant, Brooklyn even and Queens, because like I said, I lived in Ridgewood and I lived in Brooklyn for about a little more so in Queens than in Brooklyn. But this is exactly what it is. So you know that I'm not ashamed of where I've been. I was born in the sty. I stood there till I was 8 years old. I left. And then when I was about 18, 19, 20 years old, I believe I was 20 years old. Um, my father passed away. And that's when we moved back to Brooklyn. So I had 8 years there. And then even when my pops passed when I was 20, this is 12 years after we moved. In those 12 years, I went back to the store frequently. The less as time went on, but at the very beginning, when we moved from Ralph to Gates, every day I would go back to Ralph. And then probably I would say when I hit Grover Cleveland, which was 6 years after I moved from the sty, that's when I stopped going over there almost completely because my father was, I guess, looking at it like I had to lock in on school and going back to the sty and going to school, it would have been like too much traveling. So I just started hanging out in Bushwick and Ridgewood because they were the neighborhoods I was in. And that was it. I didn't really go to the Stein no more. But I ended up after my pops passed, we went through some real hard stuff. And I ended up on Willoughby between Irving and Wyckoff. And I lived there for 2, 3 years. Yo, big shout out to an angel of a brother. I mean, this man in my heart is an angel. Big shout out to my man Adrian A. Boogs. I'll leave it at that. I don't know if he wants people hearing, about him. Some people ain't feeling this internet stuff, and they be telling people like I'm, quiet and I'm private and I don't want my stuff broadcasted, and I respect that. And I got a few. I don't know if he's like that, but just in case he is, I'm not gonna get too into it. But all I'm saying is this is a man that sheltered me for 2 years, 2 years plus, maybe closing in on 3 years. And then there was 3 more years in Bushwick, 8 years in Bed-Stuy, that's 11 years in Brooklyn, and then the rest is all in Queens. But like I said, it's back and forth when I'm in Queens because I would venture into Bushwick because I had a lot of friends over there. I mean, a lot. So, um, but what brought me to talking about that was talking about like I love my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really love my neighborhood. I really, really put a lot of pride into where I come from. That includes Ridgewood, big time. You gotta throw it up, man. You gotta rep I come from Ridgewood, Woods is in the house. You know what it is. The Woods is in the house. You know what I'm saying? I rep that shit for real, but people that live in the woods, they'll be like I live in the Wick, and I'll be like, stop lying. You know what I'm saying? Throw it up for where you at, man. Come on, stop playing. I mean, I know people that really be hummus and niggas is soft, you know. And then there's some people that they claim the Wick even though they're from the woods, but because one's Brooklyn, one's Queens, and they'd rather say Brooklyn because it has that that resume, that history. You know what I'm saying? So but it don't matter, bro. And let me tell you something. When the stuff that's going on is going on, you don't show allegiance because you're from the same neighborhood and the man could be doing something crazy. You know what I mean? Like the Bed-Stuy Brooklyn thing is all the way live, especially for my friends. That's another thing. I don't even know Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So not only don't I know him, like I said, for a person that's a stranger to me, the neighborhood stuff carries only but so much weight. You know what I'm saying? But we about to get into the video too. I got one. You know, what's crazy is you know what's power? Power is when you have you allegedly have a illegitimate child, and you're as big a celebrity as Jay-Z, and you can keep people from knowing about it. I couldn't believe what I just saw. Yo, get ready, people. I'm gonna bring it up to the stage right now. I really couldn't believe what I was hearing. Well, I could believe it because of everything that's been happening, but it was still shocking. You know, like as much stuff as I've been hearing, you hear other people say, "Ah, you goofballs, y'all'll believe anything you hear." You know, just because somebody says something about somebody, right away you make it true. Now, for the person that's saying that, that doesn't pertain to me, because when I heard stuff, I took it with a grain of salt. It was when stuff started to make sense and stuff wasn't logical unless something was to it. There was something to it. That's when it caught my attention. Now I'm watching it and I'm saying, you know, if it's truly nothing to it, eventually it's gonna get brought to the light. We still waiting. You know, I'm gonna let you people watch what you're about to see. Big shout out to Isaiah Robin. You know what I'm saying? He has a channel. I'm already subscribed and I already clicked like on the video because I knew I was gonna. Well, first of all, because I liked the video and that's why I subscribed and like, but also because I'm gonna be talking about the video he made. You know, and I talked enough. I'm gonna let the video do some talking.
Listen, this is gonna be another episode on the whole Jay-Z situation. Just when I think it can't get any worse, something pops up. And this story is wild, ladies and gentlemen. Stick to the end, stick here to the end, and by the time you're done watching this video, you're gonna be
Yeah, I couldn't believe how good this. I mean, well, not good, just interesting this was. I'm gonna calm down just for a second because they don't call me Puff for nothing. So, you know, hopefully, you know what? Yeah, hopefully, we have some rocket scientists in here that know what I mean. So I'm gonna stop my cam, but I didn't go nowhere. I'm gonna be here puffing. If you get finally what I'm talking about, and yeah, listen to this.
like, wow. Now, last time I showed you the video, I was asking you, does Jay-Z like little girls? Right? I showed you the song with him and Pharrell called Young Girl, where he was talking to a 19-year-old, and that was 2006. Jay-Z was 36.
I don't always share videos I react to too, but I'm gonna share his video because it just keeps getting worse and it's not a coincidence, you know, and I'm gonna let people know what I just um saw with my eyes, you know, and like I said, I usually don't share stuff that I react to, but this will be getting shared.
Talking about a 19-year-old girl in his verse. Now, here's another interesting story that I had no idea about, and you probably didn't either.
Nope, I
Jay-Z has an
didn't.
older son.
Oh my god.
Jay-Z has an older son. This isn't just somebody that just came out and said Jay-Z's my dad's son. They have been in court for years.
That's his twin.
And at first, Jay-Z was cooperating, but clearly the longer time progressed. He got Beyonce, he got his kids. He's like, yo, back up. But this story is crazy.
Yo, did you think that I was gonna put on something that was gonna? I never knew this. So there's people out there that knew. So for anybody out there that's watching this that was one of those people, of course they not shocked. But for all you guys that did not know, because I did not know, you know, there might have been some scuttlebutt I heard about or whatever. But at the end of it all, he just hit me with a he shocked me like I got hit with a taser.
ladies and gentlemen, especially what happens to this kid's mom. Isn't it interesting when women
And the crazy thing is, man, is that the lady, his mom Dukes, the lady that supposedly had the kid with Jay, she passed, and it's just, Kim Porter's gone. The girl he was cheating on Beyonce with, Corey, I believe her name was, is now gone. This kid's mother is gone, and it's all, if you looked at how it happened, most likely they're gonna say um medical emergency or something like that on the death certificate or whatever.
come up against
Oh, and remember, everything is alleged. This is speculation. This is me in my house watching something. Things start going through my head. I start I'm speculating my own thoughts, and I end up on here. And what happens is I'm reacting to a video, and I'm talking to my people about, what do you think? You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z, for some reason they end up gone. Stay here. You're gonna want to hear this video. So here's the interesting thing. When Jay-Z supposedly got his mother, not even supposedly, when Jay-Z impregnated his mom, um, Jay-Z was 24, I believe, 24, 25, around there. His mother was 16. Let's start over. Let's bring you guys back. Hallelujah. Let's start over with Jaguar Wright talking about Jay-Z. And by the way, Jaguar Wright is a witch. This is a witch talking about
Yo,
warlocks and witches. I think she know a little something. But why?
yo, I thought when he brought up Jaguar Wright, like he was gonna say, because he's over here exposing, or allegedly, exposing, because even he says alleged. Everybody, we all say alleged, because none of us know. First of all, you need to say alleged, because when you speculate and you contemplate, and that's all it is about it being truth, you have no idea. You are absolutely, if you can't speculate and contemplate unless you're in the dark, because then it wouldn't be speculation, it would be knowledge, it would be knowing. So, like, let's be honest, none of us are certain about anything. But, you get vibes, you see things happen, and you start making your own assumption, and you're free to do that, especially when you have followers, not even followers. When you talk to me, if you're a subscriber, you're my friend. It depends on you whether you jump in the comments and say something to me, because I'm gonna talk back. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing special about me. I'm just as special as you are, and you just as special as me. Ain't nobody better than nobody. So whether I get 1 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers, if I come across something you say, or you say something to me, I'm gonna respond, even if I'm a billionaire. You know, and but this dude is blowing it up, but I mean in a good way. Like, this is stuff that needs to be said. But anyway, what I was gonna say was, is that since Jaguar, right, exposed a lot of the stuff that they're saying allegedly is true, I thought he was gonna praise her. He called her a witch. Yo, oh man, this, even he added to it a little bit with that one. He said, and I'm over here like he's gonna say she was saying it before everybody else, her and Gene Deal. He said he didn't say that. He said, nah. He said, she's a witch. She should know something about that. I'm like, wait, I thought you was gonna shout her out because she was blowing him up before everybody else. And then, he came at her on some, you know, apparently he knows she's a witch. How he knows she's a witch, I don't know. And this is not even sarcastic. I'm not even being sarcastic, but I'm just saying, I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is that's making him call her a witch.
Watch her say how Jay-Z is worse than Sean Combs. Sean Carter is worse than Sean Combs. Watch this.
Let me ask you this. If you were to name who you think is next on the chopping block, because I believe there's a chopping block and there might be.
Oh, there is Sean Carter. They're trying to avoid him. I'm going to make sure they can't.
I'm going to blaze real quick.
I have a total of 9 witnesses
I'm still here.
that are about to start coming forward.
I'm always here.
I'm going to walk them one by one.
I'm
But the things
always
that these
on
people
deck.
have to tell and the video evidence and the recordings that they had. Yeah.
What?
It's worse than Diddy. So I
Mm-mm-mm. Worse than Diddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
How long is it going to take
literally
you to talk?
blown to smithereens.
Jaguar writes like me. I'm one of those people that take my time before I speak. Doing the YouTube thing, I had to find a balance, because if you take too long, people got to do their stuff. You can't be, you know what I mean? You got to say what you're going to say so people can hear what you're talking about, and then they could go on their way. So at the beginning, when I was first doing this, you could look at the earlier videos. I was doing, and it's because I didn't want to say the wrong thing and have to be like, I shouldn't have said that. But I've learned that you could flow and still be careful. It takes a second. But you know what it is with her? She don't give a shit. I respect that shit about her, you know, that she's on some we're gonna get it shaken and that's it. It is what it is. If something happens to me, something happens to me. But God bless her, though. I don't want anybody in danger. I do not promote violence. Anybody that's talking about another person, it's not worth it for you to get so hurt that you do something stupid. Don't be in no closets. Being in a closet makes you do deviant stuff. I keep saying it. I've said it in other episodes. Being a deviant comes from not wanting to let people know who you are, bro. Don't be ashamed of who you are. You see Diddy, the mess he's in, and this is big, big facts. Diddy is where he is right now, because he's got a sick mentality, first of all, but because he was ashamed of who he was. You seen when he took out the wig and started playing with it, and he's like, you seen the truth. That's one of the few times you see Diddy saying, you know what? I'm not gonna hide in the closet right now. I say this over and over again on my channel too. I don't care what gender you like, as long as you have a good heart and you're respectful. As long as you got a good heart, respectful comes along with that. So people need to stop hiding what gender they like. It's nobody cares no more, as long as you're not a piece of except some of these crazy far right people who be on some, there's people out there that still be on some unalive people that, you know, have different relationships. That is bananas. See what I mean about the silence? How long was that? What I was gonna say, and some of them dudes be dudes that they would never act up. They would never act up where I used to be at. Even where I'm at sometimes now, they would never act up. Never act up. I was in the style the other day where I was at, the people that talk all that that far right crazy stuff about, how they hate um um a lot of folks, and they talk real reckless, but that's because they're in their safe spot. I don't even talk I don't talk reckless even when I'm in my safe spot, because might have to back that up. If I gotta back something up, I want it to be something where the guy is really trying to start with me for no reason at all. That's when you're 100% right. That's when you're in self-defense mode. That's when, if you strike, you're in the right. And that's, God forbid, if I ever have to strike, I want to be in the right. God forbid I ever had to do self-defense to somebody and do self-defense to somebody. Anyway.
I was lucky to survive him. Aaliyah wasn't. Beyonce wanted.
Those claims are so harsh, bro. Listen, if you said that about me and I really didn't have nothing to do with that shit, that what she just said is so far-fetched. She would be the one that I would nail. I would be like, once I nail this person because she said, she literally said that about Aaliyah or whatever. They're not coming at her with any lawsuits. That's what makes people say, even though people are saying that she's not telling the truth or whatever, then why isn't she getting hit with no defamation suits? They sued Piers Morgan, but they didn't sue her.
She wanted what he was selling.
She said, I was lucky to survive him.
She talks so
Now,
dramatic.
this is Jaguar Wright. We seen her on stage with Jay-Z singing Song Cry. Okay? She knows Jay-Z. She also said she had 9 women personally that had evidence against Jay-Z. She also said that Jay-Z is worse than Sean Combs. What could be worse? If Diddy was messing with young girls, Jay-Z is alleged to be doing the same thing. But what's worse is taking the lives of individuals. What happened to that woman that supposedly had an affair with Jay-Z? You guys know what her name is? Put it in the comments. Now we have this young man who's been going to court for years. Him and his mother and his godmother have been going to court for years with Jay-Z.
The first time I heard that Jay-Z probably was my father when I was 8 years old. My mom.
How did we not know about this? How much power and money do you have to make sure that nobody knows a man of your status is being said to have an illegitimate child, and you on some like, nah, even though the dude looks exactly like Jay. Look at the kid, the young man, I would say. Look at the young man's eyes and nose. Jay-Z has these eyes that it's he has no whites almost. Like it's like he got big black eyes, and it looks like sometimes at a certain angle, but his eyes look like they sparkle a little bit, and the kid got his eyes and his nose 100%.
Mom came up to me and was like, "Hey Rob, I got something to tell you. That's your dad for real. You don't just say this type of person is your father, Jay-Z. It is a part. You're not the father. Why you ain't just get this done and over with? My mom was a dancer. She used to go to a couple concerts with her friends, and basically they went to an apartment building.
My bad too, because I'm gonna rewind it a little. Let the man talk, because You know, this is a person, if anybody should be given the respect to talk and people pay attention. If this is true, then he deserves for people to let him talk. All right, people.
I got something to tell you. That's your dad for real. You don't just say this type of person is your father, Jay-Z. It is a part. You're not the father. Why you ain't just get this done and over with? You know, my mom was a dancer. She used to go to a couple concerts with our friends, and basically they went to an apartment building. You know, they relaxed and chilled, and had sex.
Has Jay-Z or any of his people tried to reach out to you to maybe like squash you from doing these?
I mean, I wouldn't say they trying to stop it, but they definitely don't want it out there. I would say that it's crazy.
It's not. Yeah, they're not trying to stop it. He's saying that they made sure to put the super hush hush on this. I watch media every day, every day. I watch the news even, and I don't even like it because when you're watching a movie, you know, at least it's fake 100%. Or when you're watching a documentary, it could have happened decades ago, you know. But like I everyday news, like daily news, I don't watch because like the whatever they're talking about just happened up the block and it's live. They're covering it live. So I don't really like the news. But I know to be in the know, you know, you might have to watch the news to stay somewhat in tune with what's going on. You know, but people say that the news is fake a lot. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, I do my own math. I'm one thing about me, I'm good. I'm good with math since I was young, you know, and I'm not talking just about math like addition, subtraction, talking about life math, you know, like how you know, I believe God bodies talk about mathematics and they you know, associated with life, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that there's life math. You know. Anyway, so but let's hear what homie gotta say.
Easy to me. You know, I'm not asking for no money or nothing. I'm not asking for no handouts or nothing like that. I work every day. I take care of my family. Only thing I'm asking for, if it's not the truth and there's nothing wrong with the Supreme Court, like, you know, just get it over with.
Yeah,
Let's get it over with.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. First of all, he was on some I work. I'm not looking for no handouts. And that was gangster too. And then second of all, yo, listen, man, people right off the bat gonna be like, oh, he wants to know if Jay-Z's his dad because he wants to get to the bag. Listen, bro, pretend you're him and you get told Jay-Z is your pops at 8. At 8. Oh my God, that's gonna gnaw at me. Yo, a matter of fact, let me tell you something. If this is Jay-Z's kid, come on, Jay. Like I said, I'll apologize if it turns out that this was some sort of scam or the moms lied or whatever. But if not, come on, Jay. You talk about being an honorable dude from Brooklyn, from the sty. I'm an honorable dude from Brooklyn, from the sty. You know, that's how we're bred. That's how people be. People all be over there on some. Listen, my pops was a Puerto Rican dude from Aguadilla. He came over here when he was 5 years old. He didn't know English good. He ended up dropping out. My pops probably would have graduated if he didn't have. Back then, they didn't have ESL classes like they do now. You know, you got Google Translate right now. So my pops, and he's still. You talk about in Brooklyn we go hard. The number runners is the only ones that would have hang with us, right? So, but my father was a number runner. You talking about my dad, you know, and you over here talking about you an honorable dude from the start. Now, remember, I told you I don't know if this is true, so I'm definitely easy with what I say. You know, I'm talking about if it's where the kid is yours. You know, if the kid is not yours, my deepest apologies. You know what I'm saying? you know. But this kid got told by his moms that you were his pops. You know, I mean, if you had relations with her at any point in your life, you should definitely step to your business. All you gotta do, you don't even gotta leave your house. A man with your money could make that happen in a blink of an eye, and you could get the answer and put this behind you if he's really not yours.
I
You
was
just
gonna
want the
ask that.
answer.
So this man was 8 years old when he found out that Jay-Z was his dad.
8.
And ever since then, they've been fighting for him to coming to acknowledgement of it.
People don't understand that age, man. 8 years old. I found out something when I was 8 years old, and it stuck with me for my life. I won't mention it because it involves another person, and I try not to put people on blast. It's funny I said that because I'm doing some gossip shit right now, but this is different. This is some stuff that everybody knows about. This just was released not too long ago, and it already got 300,000 views. The cat's out the bag.
At first, he was cooperating. I'm going to show you the video of his godmother talking about that. But check this video out right here.
My mom was talking on the phone with the judge, and she got real sick and just fell. And I honestly believe that he should have never called her, or that should have never been. Why is you talking to my mom for as a judge or anyone from the court systems? And what was
I think he's saying that she said something negative, so negative that she collapsed. Because the only thing besides that is like what, shooting waves through the phone. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I don't think he's insinuating that. So it's where he's saying that the news that she heard made her ill. Let's hear more. I didn't really get this 100%. Remember, everything's alleged, speculated, and I want to hear this because I never even got the chance to make sense out of this.
said to make my mom obviously get ill and sick. We took her to the hospital. They checked her out. She got a doctor's note and everything, but it should have never been no judges calling the house phone to talk to my mom to even speak
He's right.
with her about anything, because
He's right. You're not supposed to do that.
what was
That's a no-go. Look it up. Look it up online. Go to Google and ask them in what instances would it be kosher for the judge to directly call the plaintiff.
that for? I honestly don't know what was said and what happened to make my mom even to get ill, but I can honestly say that it was never supposed to happen. And I just want the world to be.
This young
I just
man
want the
still
world to
lives
be
in the
aware of things
sty.
going on. Now, if you've seen the date, it said May 2023. He said his mother fell, went on the phone with the judge. Ladies
Fell
and
while
gentlemen,
she
his
was on the
mother
phone.
is gone now.
She passed away. What's going on?
There's no coincidence, guys. I don't believe in coincidences. Because this isn't the first woman whose life was gone after.
Between my commentary and his video, like, I could be on here for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I do stop and talk a lot, but because I feel like it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let it play more, but we might not get through the whole video. So I'm gonna let it play for a second.
Something going on with Jay-Z. Boy, oh boy. There's different individuals who are heartless, ladies and gentlemen. They don't care about your souls. We've seen it with the Prodigy letter. How he found out about the Illuminati stuff as well as Jay-Z. The difference is Prodigy took a different route. Prodigy of Mobb Deep took a different route. And he talked about how Jay-Z took the route with them.
I'm watching this man's channel too. I will show him some respect. Like I said, the channel's name is Isaiah Robin, and I want to hear what he has to say about it.
He talked about how Jay-Z didn't care about nobody's souls. Next thing we see Jay-Z with a do or thou wilt shirt on.
We would wear the Aleister Crowley t-shirts. My brother put me up on that. Big shout out to G'd Up Quinn. Well, I was gonna say, some of y'all know my bro. You know, y'all subscribe to his channel too. But my bro was the one that used to point out to me. I didn't even know who Aleister Crowley was. You know, let me see if I'm pronouncing his name right. Jay-Z Aleister Crowley t-shirt. Yeah, they got him. I got a picture right here. I'm gonna show you guys. All right, guys, look at the article. It says Jay-Z wearing an Aleister Crowley Hellfire Club motto. Yeah, you know, that is not cool, you know. And those were the first signs. Wow, the rosacea. I got eczema and rosacea. But look, it looks like I punched in my eye from the rosacea. I didn't know it was that bad. Wow. So anyway, let me add the stream back real quick. It's crazy. All this stuff is nuts. Yeah, but what will make you wear the? First of all, for people who don't know who Aleister Crowley is, he's not a good person. Look him up. All right. Now that I've given you the name or whatever, and big shout out to G'd Up Quinn too for putting me up on who the dude was. Look up Aleister Crowley when you get a chance. And if that's his name, I believe that's his name. And that's when my bro was like, why is he doing that? Also, when they started doing the thing, you know, like a lot of people were saying that's a special club right there. So I'm gonna share this for a few more, and then I'm gonna let it go because you know you guys get the gist of what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see. You know what's crazy? He says state of the end that he has something special. So, but let's see what happens.
Satanic stuff. We seen him with Marina Abramovic standing over him. We know that she's a witch. Satanic stuff. He told his wife in his song Family Feud, I told my wife the spiritual stuff really works. Next thing we know, she's in the Yoruba religion.
I'm gonna stop the cam just to puff for a second.
A whole video where she's wearing all yellow in the water, symbolizing she's being born again to be Oshun. Satanic stuff. Now, some of you witches out there might not think that's satanic, but if you're in witchcraft, it's satanic. Now let's hear what his mother had to say. For her, right? Mother of Jay-Z, alleged son reveals details of supported affair. Now, this is before she died. We're gonna get into how she died right now. But before she died, listen. Updated, published May 12th, 2023. Updated May 12th. Look at this, guys. This is May. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know this was so close. He was on the phone. It said May 3rd, I believe, saying his mother fell. Now you got an issue published of her talking about the affair publicly. Then all of a sudden, watch what happens. Jay-Z alleged 30-year-old son, Ramir Satterthwaite, oh, so he's 31 now, is sharing new details about this purported affair his late mother, Wanda, had with the rapper. Oh, so she already passed at this time. In a signed 2000 affidavit given to the Daily Mail by Ramir, Wanda claims that she met Jay-Z, who at the time went by Rock, in Philadelphia through her friend Kalisha Allen. Affidavit of Wanda Sizworth and Sean Carter relationship. The document, which was signed by a notary public in New Jersey on February 25th, 2015, begins. Then now this is her talking. I, Wanda Satterthwaite, write these allegations about my relationship with Sean C. Carter. I met Sean Corey Carter in fall 1992, and he identified.
All right, guys, you see this, right? We're gonna end it on this. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this one. Usually, I wouldn't do it, but this is one that I don't want to leave hanging. I'm interested personally. This is probably the first time, second time I've ever done a continuation, and it's worth it, just because, like I said, it's interesting, and he kind of hooked me when he said, "Wait, there's something at the end that you should see." So, you could go to his channel personally. You know my status. I'm shouting him out. His name's Isaiah Robin. Head to his channel if you like this kind of content. Go hit him with a subscription and go hit him with a like for the video. I'm out of here. No, a matter of fact, I want to see, because if it goes to a next page, I want to see exactly what the mother wrote.
Himself as Rock through my friend Kalisha, who is an eyewitness. Now, those who know Jay-Z will know if he identified himself as Rock or not. Mr. Carter and a friend came to Philadelphia to pick up both me and Kalisha around the area of 24th and Bolton Street in Philadelphia, Wanda recalled. Now, this is Wanda. Sean was wearing a black Woolrich hood, jacket, and a hat, and his hair was in a small afro. But once we left his aunt's place, he put on a black leather jacket. She claimed that the group talked, drank, and danced before her girlfriend went off to the room with Sean's friend, and I went with Sean to the other room. Sean and I did have a protected sex, but the protection broke, Wanda wrote about her alleged encounter. She continued.
Okay, now that changes everything. That he wore a Jimmy hat. For those who for those of you who don't know, I just did a De La Soul 20-minute documentary, and in that, that's Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, De La Soul. They used to call themselves Native Tongue. Well, the Jungle Brothers got a song called Jimmy, and they're talking about their Jimmy. So they used to say to put a cap on, because this is around the time when AIDS was heavy. It was bad. It was an epidemic. So it was a crisis. So it was a positive song, even though it was talking about sex. And so for those of you who don't know what the Jimmy hat is, that's from the Jungle Brothers. Big shout out to the Jungle Brothers. But yeah, he wore a Jimmy hat. It broke. But let me tell you something. A regular dude would rationalize the kid not being theirs because it broke. You think a billionaire is not going to rationalize and say, but I wore it even if it broke? Of course he is. And I'm not even that mad about that one, because if I was a billionaire and I used a condom, even if it broke, I would still wonder if it did the trick or if it's a wrap. Of course I know, don't get it twisted. I'm a small person. I'm humble too. So, but yes, I know, since the condom broke, if it broke, allegedly, that means that she could have got pregnant. I don't sleep on Jay-Z taking her in the room for a quickie. Allegedly, but nah, it's not even a joke, because you know what, real stuff, people's lives are at stake, and the amounts of money are enormous. One thing I do understand about Jay-Z is when he said you know, whatever happens, happens, but I'm not gonna let you do a cash and grab on me like they did to Puffy. He said not one red cent, and that I understand. That's for the people that are jumping online and nothing happened to them, if those people exist. Let me see if the page goes on to the next page.
In the document that Jay-Z and his unnamed friend returned 2 weeks later to see her and Allen. But Allen was
Okay.
not present because she was having problems at home. Sean asked me to leave with him, but I told him I could not because my mother would be upset. Remember, this girl is a teenager. Sean
That's
Carter is
an,
grown.
that's another thing. They're saying that that's the tie to it, that the girl's young, so it's not only like, let's say a person seen the picture and was like, why would he mess with her? She's not attractive. They're saying that the age had played a part in it, you know. And like I said, I don't know about that with Jay. I won't throw dirt on nobody's name like that without knowing for sure, you know, because now you're bringing kids into the picture, and a person who hurts kids is a different kind of monster, you know. So I'm not gonna say that he did something to a child, you know, any sort of early, because if he didn't, that's something you don't do, you know.
She asked me to leave with him, but I told him I couldn't because my mother would be upset. Wanda claimed. I never saw him again until a year later on television, but I had no idea of his real name until later and did not know how to reach him. Although these intimate details of the alleged fling are new, Wanda legally fought until she died in 2019. Okay, so Wanda died in 2019.
Even though she should have handled it by letting the person know, it was like, why, if he was a regular guy, did you not care to tell him or let him know that the kid could be his? And once you found out, that's when, you know what I mean? I could understand Jay's skepticism. Listen, man, you know, Diddy is looking cooked. Jay ain't cooked. You know what I'm saying? If I believe what Jaguar Wright is spitting, nah, not 100%. Just because I don't know her too, I don't. This, you know, you bringing people, you making people crash and burn. If people did what they did, then they deserve whatever punishment they get. But till that's, you gotta remember, the innocent till proven guilty. I can't stand seeing. I got homies that laid up because they couldn't make a bail, and they ended up staying in you know, in jail for some of their sentence, while they could have been free if they chose to. You know, some people would say they would rather lay up by the time the case is over, they got their time in. But that's if you're guilty. If you're innocent, you gonna have to lay up if you don't got that bread. Now a person that never did nothing is doing time because you don't got enough money to bond out. You know what I'm saying?
For Jay-Z to take a paternity test. She died of heart failure at age of 43.
I don't know what's going on, people. Like I said, I kept everything real. I didn't say anything that people that I, and like I said, I don't walk on eggshells like that. But I'm just saying, I kept it on it. You know, I'm not gonna condemn a person that I don't know nothing about, and I'm not gonna believe people I don't know nothing about. I will follow my instincts, though, what is put in my vision or put in my ears. You know, I turn on my YouTube. I have an algorithm. If I watch the video, now it thinks I like that all those videos, and it starts showing me all those kinds of videos. You know, this is the world we live in today. Yo, it's your boy Spank Dog, man. Much love. Like, you already know what it is. Let me stop sharing this. Hold on 1 second, people. Yeah, man. It's wild. It's wild what's going on. Yeah, I'm glad you guys got a good look at the rosacea. how it could really affect me, because I've been telling you guys, but usually you'll see a bump or something. This is the first time that you've seen that it could affect the whole patch of skin. Look at this. This whole patch. Yeah, you know, it's like I said, eczema can be tremendous. Eczema with rosacea, that's a bonus you don't want. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pick up where we left off tomorrow. I want to get through that particular one. It's crazy. I never knew that. Literally, it is December 12th, 2024. And the first time I heard that Jay might have a kid is today. Not that it's even any of my business. I just, like I said, it matters because if he knows that's his kid and he denied him, it speaks towards his character. You know, I'm going to leave it at that. Yo, God bless you guys, man. Happy holidays. If this is the last time I see you till Christmas, you know, I love holidays. I love Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Birthdays are cool, but Christmas is amazing. Halloween is dope. New Year's is cool. What's another one? There's got to be one more that I'm missing. 4th of July is okay. I would say it got to be Christmas, Thanksgiving. Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween. Those are the ones. I know I told you bye like 6 times. Well, this is my 7th time. Much love from your boy Spank Dog. I'm out of here.